In the beginning piece, you had said, if I remember correctly, you had said you were working for an IT company, right? Is that what I heard?
Actually, no. I
Oh, okay.
worked for different kind of companies.
Okay.
I worked for mostly really large corporations. I'll give you in 1 minute. I started with Denney's restaurant that used to be headquartered here as their in their marketing department, and then I went to Matel Toys, which is again based in Southern California, in there, and I was in the strategy area there. And then I came back to restaurant industry, as a director and VP of, and later VP of strategy, which is based here in, again, Southern California. They own three local concepts. It was still a billion-dollar company. And then from there, I moved on to Aamco Oil, which is now owned by BP, but this was like a Fortune 5 company at that time.
Right.
And I was head of their small division there, very, very small, but I was head of the division there. And I was basically brought in there for my restaurant industry.
Okay.
And then I left. I was in the IT company, but it's the company that made the maps for that goes into the navigation system
Oh, okay.
in Chicago. And I was their head of strategy and research again because I was trying to. That was a time when people were not convinced that they needed navigation system. So I had to build a case why they needed it, so that car companies will start to offer it. And then after that, I was actually I went to a dot-com company very briefly. I went there at the end of the bubble, and then the bubble busted literally in 4 or 5 months after there.
Yeah.
And then my last job was head of in the consumer electronic industry, where I built you can say the first navigation system, the portable navigation system that you see today. That was the very first one where you can just take it out of the box and start using it. And that's where I was fired after, and by the way, not because my product, anything was wrong with that. That was actually selected to be the best electronic product introduced that year, in 2003. So was my triggering point, because when you create something that you know is absolutely breakthrough product, and I was so confident that it will be so successful, and still, I was fired. There was some disagreement, basically strategic disagreement. Now, of course, I always say it's my fault that I could not explain to other people my value, but it was kind of also, it really pissed me off is the right word.
Yeah.
So when I got the new job offer very quickly from another competitor who wanted to come and wanted me to head the whole company, I had reached a point where I'm like, you know what, I think I'm done with corporate America. So it was disgust with the situation that started. So I had a varied experience in which I'm able to bring in actually. I have now clients who are in all sort of industry, and because I already have worked in a different industry, and I know that the marketing fundamentals are same, whatever industry you are in, it has really helped me with all these varied clients that I have.
Oh, that is epic. And there's a couple things I want our viewers to take away from what you had said. First thing, in that beginning phase, I noticed a lot of marketing, which is great, but I also noticed that you were keen and adept at figuring out not only how to sell things, but how to figure out why people needed things. And this is important for our viewers for two reasons. One, it's going to help you when you deal with AJ's company, and when you go through to AJ's website and you start interacting with him, it's going to help you to know that he's got that experience. The second thing is that in your own journey, anybody who's watching this, in your own journey, I shouldn't say anybody, but you, the valued viewer who are watching this, especially the person on the black couch in the back. The point is that when you go through your experiences, whether it's the beginning, the turnaround, or the aftermath, there's pieces of those experiences, no matter how good or bad the time was, that you can take and apply going forward. It's that chain that goes throughout your entire life. It's that common thread that leads us from the time we were born up until the time we die. And there's always one for everybody. And if you believe in reincarnation, it's a time, you figured out what, when you come back, it could be the same thread. There. So that's the biggest takeaway from the beginning. Let's take a breath. See, I only breathe once an hour, AJ. It's kind of this. That's why I love having you on as a guest, because I can breathe more than once an hour. Let's focus. Let me pause for a second and let's focus on the turnaround and that that turning point. It's the turning point.
To watch the rest of this epic episode now, click on the link below the video. Do it now, you'll be glad you did. Are you still here? What are you waiting for? Watch the rest of this epic episode now by clicking on the link below the video.